Hey, how's it going, folks? I'm just making a video just to let you guys know. Yeah, I know, you guys know Starlink. Yeah, it's very brilliant. NBN is a huge failure where telecommunication company or government is, upgrading the lines underneath of the house or overhead, depending on what type of suburb or, region. And it's costing a fortune because you got to change the whole wiring or cable throughout everywhere you go. Then you got 5G towers, right? Cell phone towers. So essentially, you got to use cable to get to the house, right? Then you start to make money, connecting to the house, updating or getting an NBN modem, right? And my aunt's house, they live in a, fairly, I won't say really, really old, if you comparison to the, has a longer civilization, Western world, but like, you can say maybe 70 years, all right, house. And, in Preston and, and even the old suburbs is struggle to maintain this whole NBN because they have to, go through underneath and rewire. It's going to cost money, all right? Where Starlink is a different story, right? It's unlimited anywhere you go, right? I don't know what's the downside, so you can't tell me what to do because I never used it. But, they started to sell it in Australia, any other world, around the world, whatever, how it is. Now, the interesting part about the whole thing is the fact that now my aunt and my uncle, they're in their late 60s or early 70s, right? And they're going ballistic crazy for not having internet because the NBN is down on the street, which is, it's a fault on the street, which is okay. And, I'm not here to say good or bad, but just to see them going crazy and calling their daughters, and their daughters are too busy or doesn't want to give them help, or, who's the account holder or blah, blah, blah. And I just came in and I just have to find a way, to keep them occupied because I don't want him to go crazy because, elderly people with no smartphone and no internet, man, gosh, he goes crazy. I did not know that. All I can say is the fact that when you have like that, right, and then what's that word? 10 days to get repaired, right? Imagine 10 days. So the kids warn them not to use their data on their phone, so they're going to spend more money, because of their heavy use of drama series and Chinese shows, whatever, right? I'm not going to get into great details on that one, but like, can you imagine, like, Starlink is like a huge threat, and I know this article is talking about it, but just imagine, right? I know many of you guys will probably live in the old suburb, not living in a new suburb. New suburb is made for, right, to have EV charging ports, all right? It's a lot easier because they go underground, right? And as well with 5G, or perhaps even, a lot more easier advanced to access because they're a lot more designed that way for new technology to pass through because it's a lot easier. It's either they have that or the government's going to spend lots of money going fixing street by street, suburb to suburb, town to town, to get sorted underground or whatever, right? And Starlink is basically changes the whole thing, because I know, modems nowadays you can use backup as a 4G or 5G network if your router is down, which is good. But I'm just a bit surprised at how come they aren't able to get internet. But anyway, that's another story. I'm not going to get into greater details. But like, it's if you think about it, like, I know in our life we cannot live without a smartphone or internet. And could you imagine being my aunt and my uncle not having internet, and obviously you be cautious on your phone data. But just to know that, I literally had to go to quick thinking on the spot just to go to the supermarket, and my uncle wanted to buy a brand new phone, which is perfect. I just bought him a brand new phone, but one of the regrets that I bought is Samsung. Nothing against Samsung, it's just they have poor reception. I would have got him Opal because it has a lot better reception. But at the end of the day, it should have got that, and I'm just waiting for it activated. and I put like maybe 300 or 280 gigs for this amount of money, one whole year, so they can use it as a hotspot, so they can watch their entertainment, keep themselves entertained, But just to know that, it's just crazy, just a simple thing like that can change the whole thing.